Hi there guys, Sam here. You join me with Car Focused and his Mark 2 Ford Focus RS, and you also have my Mark 3 Ford Focus RS edition. And yeah, Gary's there with his filming gear, also filming a video. Please check out Car Focused if you haven't already. Big fast Ford fan as well, such as myself. So yeah, I'll leave that in the description. But yeah, I figured, well, for one thing, I haven't actually driven a Mark 2 RS. The closest I've come to that generation of Focus was my dad's Ford Focus. It's like a 2008 titanium with like 150 horsepower, and I always loved it. So it's a bit of a back in sort of like a bit of a childhood kind of thing for me, I guess. I've obviously owned this car now for about 5 months, done about 2,000 miles, and it has been my dream car, and I still pinch myself that I own it. But I'll be honest, that's kind of like a weekend car. I have my Mark 7 Golf R, if you long-term subscribers will know, and that's kind of like my more use every day. I've not driven a Mark 2 RS. They look absolutely stunning. Having recently sort of gone to Cafe and Machine, if you haven't heard of that, and seen all the cars there, yeah, it does get me kind of thinking about them, because they're just, I mean, we've had a little bit of fun just coming to this location. That sounds amazing. It's not often a car sounds mine in terms of noise, and I mean, from my side, tone wise, that's, yeah, the Mark II's kind of got it going for it. And actually speed wise, so so Gary's car's basically 350 horsepower, so it's kind of like stage 1, mine being 440 stage 2. That's just what it's quoted. My car hasn't been dynoed, but I mean, having driven it for quite a bit, it's quick, like overly quick, particularly for a manual. But yeah, we'll go a little bit of a walk around, because it's just, and again, I hope it comes up okay on camera, just between these two cars, just a little bit of the differences. And then what I'll do is I'll head for a drive in that, the Mark 2 RS, and yeah, I'm super excited to kind of try it. But yeah, hopefully the wind is okay for you guys, because we are sort of out in the middle of nowhere really. But yeah, Mark 2 RS. The first thing, it's such a wide stance. It looks like a special car, and that's really important when you have something like this. And it looks noticeably different to a normal Focus, and I think that's where they changed it a little bit to my Mark III. It's a little bit more daily, a little bit more global, whereas that was obviously more specific for sort of like Europe and the UK. And it's an amazing car. Now, my car does try to imitate a Mark II RS with these bonnet vents, fitted by a company called FJRS back in 2019. Previous owner did that. Again, apologies for any wind noise with the audio. So I'm trying to be like, like this car. But it's just got these wide hips, the wide arches, and yeah, and it's all stock. It's all sort of standard stuff on this car, which is amazing. Whereas this car, it's more for like to make it all homologated in bits. Don't get me wrong, I love the looks of this car, particularly the paintwork, which is in nitrous blue and does sparkle. I actually thought this was kind of sparkling, but Gary does say it's a sort of flat white paint. But it looks great. If you know, you know. If you don't know, yeah, this could just be a normal Focus. You've got the 19-inch wheels as well. Michelin PS5s actually on these, which do have like quite a nice decal. So interested to see how it's like. So plenty of grip, particularly being a front-wheel drive car. This car having 350 horsepower. From stock they have about 300-ish. Mine from stock is 350. Mine has about 400 to 440. So for me, looks wise, I really like this. I mean, it's a nice car. From the back, it does sort of get a little bit, not going to say outdated, that sounds a bit weird, but yeah, the lights, it's obviously an older generation of car, and that's a big thing. You know, I came up here on in the Focus RS edition, you know, Android Auto, cruising, and it was pretty easy going, to be fair. This I can imagine will be a little bit more focused, but you get it more fun on sort of like a back road. The wing looks incredible. Yeah, it's winning at the wing game to mine, really is. And yeah, I mean, there's loads of flies over mine. You've seen enough about my car on my channel, and I've done plenty of bits on that, and yeah, it'll be, so for me this is really understanding this car, how it drives. But I will briefly just show you inside. Oh wow, It's it's really nice, really nice. I'm really surprised. Actually, the Shell Recaro buckets look exactly the same as my RS edition. I'll show you them in a second. Yeah, slightly older system, but very nice. 6-speed manual, 3-door only. I'm really surprised how similar this looks, actually. This is a 2009 car, mine being a 2018 car. Yeah, this is going to be exciting. The big thing is that 5-cylinder, 2.5 litre engine. I've already been hearing it and it's pretty special. But yeah, just briefly, I'll show you the seats in mine, because I do find them really figure hugging, and it makes you feel a little bit more racy and sort of like, yeah, enhances the whole car. But yeah, I am looking forward to having a drive in the Mark II RS. So yeah, let's take it for a drive and we'll go from there. Right, first drive.
Right, so yeah, we're here with Sam. He's recording a video as well. We're doing a video at the same time.
Yes, we're doubling it up. But yeah, my first experience in a Mark II RS. So I'm like, already, and I've already said it sitting in here, I love the seats. I really love them, and actually even the back feels a little bit better. It feels more upright. I do feel slightly higher.
Yeah, you've got the lowering kit in yours, haven't you?
We think that it's got that. So if you take that away, they're probably about the same. Yeah. Mine has a manual handbrake. It's on the other side, 6-speed. Yeah, I was saying it kind of brings back memories for me with my dad's like Mark II.
A lot older in here, isn't it? Obviously, it's 10 years older.
Yeah, although that kind of looks like carbon fibre.
Yeah, it's like a fake carbon
fake
trim.
carbon?
So this is a Lux 2 car, so you got this sat-nav screen.
I remember those. It had like Lux 2, and then yeah, because my dad's one had like it was almost like walnut around there. Yeah,
was it a gear?
It was a gear. So it was before they became titaniums.
And actually, if it's Mark II, it probably was a titanium.
Yeah. But it was the pre-facelift version as well.
Okay.
It was a 2007.
Okay. So
yeah,
it probably was a gear then.
And definitely not an RS. Yeah, this is going to be exciting.
Yeah. So
yeah, should I just get straight in?
Start her up.
I mean, I might as well say what I said before. Push button start, that's revolutionary, to be fair, for this kind of day and age.
So you've got to hold it in this. You've got to push and hold it. That's it. Oh, then if your 5-cylinder comes to life.
I'm sold on the noise. That is, you must get used to the noise.
Oh yeah.
But that, and does it sound a lot better with the fact that it's got the Miltech stuff?
It's that, yeah, so it's a full Miltech system from the turbo back, basically, 3-inch, and it's got the Simposer delete as well, so you don't get the fake noise pumped into the cabin.
Right.
So you just hear pure induction, pure exhaust noise, and yeah, it does sound good.
I love it. Yeah. I love it, and I think the seat's a really big thing, and it's the same in my RS. It just makes it feel more special.
Yeah, it does.
You feel like race car, and they proper hug you in.
They're not quite. I don't think these are quite as comfy as the standard seats that you get in the Mark III. So you know the ST seats.
Yeah.
But these look the part.
They look the part, and they do it. Yeah, I definitely do feel high, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. The clutch feels a lot lighter than mine.
Yeah, the clutch is. I find it quite long. The travel. It's got quite a long throw as well.
So that's got a short shifter.
Yeah.
So you'll notice that when you drive.
So you're going to be like, whoa.
Exactly. Manual handbrake I'm used to, but yeah, this is when I'm going. I mean, hey, people can comment how slow of a driver I am. But I appreciate that this is your absolute.
So he's going to be respectful to my car, and he's also in it for the first time, and he's never driven a Mark II RS.
I've never driven a Mark II RS.
Just go and right.
I've got to say the weighting of the steering feels good.
So it does have a comfort and normal and a sport setting in the steering. But I find if you put it in sport, it's too heavy, and it makes the power steering pump whine as well.
So is it like an electric power steering?
No, it's a properly old school. It's got an old school power steering pump. There's no electric steering.
So you can actually feel the front end.
Yeah, so you are quite connected to the steering, obviously, but
it feels like you're in a little supercar with the noise.
I
never know what like the audio is going to come up as, but it's like you have to be in them to know them. You can't get them from the,
because they're quite a low, deep tone as well.
Yeah,
it's harder. It's harder on the GoPros here to pick it up inside the car.
It's like the build up to the engine is really, really good, and then yeah, it doesn't even really matter. You don't even need to be revving it out.
But what I found with these cars is going from Mark III myself into one of these is the engine feels so smooth because it's 5 cylinders. It's just a really smooth feeling.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's like in some ways like lazy at the bottom. It's just like oh, I can cope with this.
But you'll notice the low down torque when you sort of tickle the throttle. There will be a little bit of a lag, and then it
is this stock brakes as well?
Yeah, standard brakes.
Standard pads? Or?
Yep, standard discs and pads, OEM, so they're Ford discs and pads. I think for the road it's absolutely fine. would, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to track it.
Oh, it's got some boost.
It's got some boost, slow down, hasn't it? Yeah.
That's a load of boost. That was like 2,500.
Yeah. That's the thing with these cars, they've got all the torque at the lower revs, and then as it gets higher up, the power does die off.
And is this a stock clutch?
Standard clutch, yeah.
And hasn't got a short shifter?
No short shifter.
So it's all stock as if an RS
everything,
should be.
yeah, that you're connecting within the car is standard. There's no upgrades inside the car.
It feels really special. I think the big thing that's getting to me is I feel quite high up. That's the real thing.
You do feel, you almost feel like you're sort of dancing on top of the pedals, don't you?
Yeah, but it's like, like you're angled like that.
It is a very high seating position.
But I loved and driven quite a lot of modern cars recently. I feel like with this, it's like you really feel the front end, like you feel what the tyres are doing.
I mean, you'll definitely feel what the tyres do when you accelerate. You're in third gear.
Yeah, we're in third gear.
So I mean, if you get to the Nationals up here and just accelerate, you'll feel you have to kind of grip onto the car. And even though it's less horsepower on yours, it will feel like a similar amount, but we'll be going slower than in your car. It's a lot of drama.
Oh, wow.
That's a bit quick from the passenger seat, actually.
Oh my god, it's so smooth.
It is, isn't it?
And it's got so much low down.
It actually feels pretty quick from the passenger seat.
Yeah, I've noticed that with. Yeah,
really nice.
I did almost go to. I sort of progressively went to the floor, but quite smooth.
So I've never been a passenger in this car, guys. I've been a passenger once for about a minute, but I've never had it film as a passenger, so it's really interesting for me to be sat in this seat.
So I'm honoured because what did you say? I'm the second person.
You're the second person ever to drive. My wife hasn't even driven this car.
That's a huge thing. I see. I like to. I tend to be a person as well. I like picking a gear. So sometimes like stick in third, sometimes, and you can just kind of flow with it.
Yeah.
But this feels like you could be quite high up and still.
I mean, so it's got a limited slip differential as well, a quaif. So if you accelerate around this corner a little bit, you will feel it pulling you around. So nail it a bit more.
Oh yeah.
So you can feel it pulling you around the corner.
So is that just the standard Revo knuckle stuff?
Yeah, it's a standard quaif with so Revo knuckles designed to try and eliminate the torque steer.
Should we go straight?
If you go left here. Yeah, but like I say, if you get mid-corner and you do accelerate, you do feel the car being pulled around. You feel the LSD working. You've
got the smile factor working with me.
It's just like, I don't know, it's just got loads of character, this car.
I think this car was well ahead of its time with the stuff that Ford did.
It was, really. A front-wheel drive 300 horsepower car back in 2009. I mean, they're still doing that now.
Yeah.
Like Honda Civic Type R FK8, for example.
And that's like the limit, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this feels, I mean, yours has got obviously a little bit more on it with the 350. Oh, that's a great little noise. I'm going to be as safe as I can.
So how do you feel, like, what does it feel like just in general compared to your car inside? Like, does it feel old?
It feels,
rattly?
shall I tell you, it feels more real.
Yeah?
It feels more real. It doesn't feel like the fake, not that my car's fake, but wow.
It does feel quick from the passenger seat. I'm liking that.
And I feel like I can be so much smoother on the throttle.
Yeah.
Like I work with the throttle much more than mine, where with mine it's very much like turbo.
If you stay in third and boot it now, it just goes, doesn't it? If you go into fourth now, go into fourth.
It's got a good shift.
And then accelerate again.
It still goes.
It just wants to go, doesn't it, at the lower revs?
It feels low. Yeah, I think the only thing that I would say this car's just lower the seat. That is literally it.
Yeah.
And I'd say that would be it.
So I think you could probably get the kit for these as well, the lowering kit. But I'm just used to it now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you jump into like a BMW M2 or something, you are literally feel like you're on the deck compared to this. It's like a transit van, isn't it, when you jump in this?
And I know we've got a dry day and we're May, so it's kind of warm. It's starting to get warm now with the tyres. I haven't had any wheel spin yet.
No, you won't really get any wheel spin, to be fair. It is quite good.
Is that because of the tyres? Because you've got PS5s.
PS5s, yeah.
Which,
I think torque is limited on these. Boost is limited in first and second as well, to try and eliminate the wheel spin. So yeah, you won't really get any wheel spin. Might break traction a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially from third gear onwards, the traction is not an issue unless it's wet.
It feels a little bit more wind noise and a little bit more rattly.
Yeah, it's definitely less. It's not as well insulated as a Mark III.
The suspension feels probably that's not from stock. See, I gather people have just done donuts around this roundabout, which we won't be doing.
Yeah, you can see the shredded rubber as well, can't you? Yeah, so I mean, if you want to, you can do it around there, I don't mind.
She sticks.
Put your foot down, put your foot down.
Oh, fuck me. That's awesome. It feels naturally aspirated in the way it sounds as well. That's why I asked you with the turbo. I was like, I didn't know why I thought these cars were just, they run off themselves, if that made sense. No, but so it has got a turbo.
Yeah, definitely has got a turbo, yeah.
Because that kicks it on. Yeah, I love it, man. What a lovely car.
It's good, it's nice for me to experience it in the passenger seat.
Yeah, and for me, yeah, because I'm like, having done quite a few miles now in my Mark III, you can see the whole philosophy. I like how cars are like, they kind of, they work well, like there's like a continuation after one after the other.
Yeah.
And they feel unique to Ford as well. Like, you know, you're in this, you know, this feels like RS. Like, I've been in a couple of STs recently as well. This feels like they've gone, yeah, this is the full lot.
It's definitely a different level.
I love the noise. And I love how I can actually really put my foot to the floor as well.
Yeah.
And it can feel,
it's very sort of what you put in is what you get, isn't it? It's,
and I like the dials actually. It's quite simple. I mean, the red stuff in the middle looks really old.
Yeah, that is old.
The red writing, but the rest looks completely modern and nice to see manual dials. I'm not even. I mean, I can take it. Do you really use the nav?
I updated it to the 2020 maps. So
Really?
I can use it. What I do is I have my phone plugged in with Google Maps running, so the Google Maps audio comes out, but I use the map on here because I haven't got a phone holder. But it's not too bad. It's a bit slow, and
I've just noticed the gauges. Is that stock or is
that's standard? Yes, you got.
I thought that was aftermarket.
No, oil temperature, turbo boost pressure in bar, and then you've got your oil pressure as well in bar.
I love stuff like that because it's like people who like want to protect their car and you look after little bits.
And that's, so we had that in the ST, but the telltale sign is there's more boost pressure on the turbo gauge in the RS.
Oh, because it's got the
yeah, you've got extra, so it goes up to 1.8 bar. I think in the ST it might be like 1.6 or something.
So from a normal ST of this generation, was it really bigger turbo? Is that kind of what they went?
So go like an ST to this there was quite a lot different going on. I think the internals were strengthened on this, bigger turbo, LSD, Revo knuckle, a different manifold, I think, turbo manifold or something. Obviously more boost.
So the front end on a normal ST, it must struggle without.
It does,
really, without the Revo knuckle stuff. I'm doing my best to avoid
it's quite bumpy around here, isn't it?
Crazy roads.
So ST is a really nice, torquey, comfy sort of cruiser.
Yeah.
A lot softer than these. You can obviously add stuff onto an ST to get it more like an RS.
I've been to a lot of like fast Ford events and stuff, and you see the STs almost trying to be RSs.
Yeah.
But part of me also does feel like you can't really ever replicate it.
That's the thing.
If you want an RS, get an RS.
If you can't afford an RS, obviously a Mark II ST is the next best thing.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be an RS in my opinion.
The suspension's great. So which IBAC springs are these?
It's just the IBAC Pro.
Because I had IBACs on my ST200, and that's why I sold it, because they were the red ones and they were just rock solid.
Oh, were they?
I don't know if
these were the black ones.
Okay, so might have.
So these were a warranty option from Ford back in the day. So you could go into your Ford dealership and you could say, "Can I have a set of IBACs?" And can you fit it? And they would have done it, and it wouldn't have affected your warranty.
I love Ford.
So IBAC have obviously designed them to be not too harsh and to work well, with the standard shocks.
I love how Ford do stuff like that, and they work so well with like Mound Tune.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff aftermarket before.
Look at the front, it's so.
I know.
She picks up.
If you go into third and change gear at about 4.5. Oh, you didn't get it. So normally you get a big bang, get a big pop.
I'd heard it on the you got the overlays, haven't you? With when it was driving off with me.
So yeah, so you think you like it? You enjoy it?
Yeah.
Can you get the kind of feeling why I think it's quite special? Like why I like
often when I'm lost for words and I'm sort of sitting there, because I talk plenty on YouTube, having my own YouTube channel as well, it's like,
yeah,
I'm sort of, there's a lot to kind of process and take in, and it's very much like these make a lot of sense, because I'm a big fan of like the whole package. So like a bit of a dream car, a bit of fun on the weekend, you can use it, you can take people in it,
Yeah.
they represent good investment potential if that's your thing, which
Yeah.
it is for me as well. I work hard for my money, so I like my car to help me out. This has done extremely well for you since you've
Exactly.
since you've owned it.
No,
Yeah.
they are great cars.
And speed wise, it's definitely slower. It's definitely slower than mine, but I very much enjoyed it because I'm very much someone who's not all about the speed.
But it because
They have the same awful
because you've got a
steering.
bit of torque steer going on as well. It makes it a bit more kind of. It feels a bit faster than it is. I
I'm
think.
just trying to see the rack because, and you had obviously a Mark III as well. Yeah, so you've got sort of the same. It's sort of a difficult
Bit of a dire
but it's,
turn
and your reverse is a little bit different.
The camera is terrible now. The lenses on these, when they were left out in the cold and they freeze, they crack.
Oh really?
So yeah, it's just distorted the image a little bit. But for a new one, it's 300 quid. So,
I prefer the clutch in yours.
do you?
Yeah, I think mine's a stock clutch as well.
Well, yeah. So there we go, guys. Sam has had a baz in the Mark II. I'm going to now jump in the Mark III. We're going to take the GoPro in there. But I'm glad you've experienced
Yeah,
it.
thank you so much, honestly, because I know how much this car means to you and how much stuff you've done seeing your
Is
channel
it?
as well.
Special old girl.
It's really special, and yes, I want one. So now I'm going to have a really
Sell
good
the
thing
Golf
for-
R, get a Mark
sell
II.
everything and just
Daily
have
Mark
this.
III.
Oh yeah, jeez,
Yeah.
and that's a lot to think about.
But no, I'm
Wow.
glad you liked it, mate. So should we go and jump in yours and see?
Yeah, see what you think of mine. So my video is now going to end. Check out Car Focused in the description. I absolutely love this car, and comment below and I'll give you any more feedback as I can, as I'm lost for words. But yeah, subscribe, more content to come. I'm loving my Fords right now, so yeah. See you later. You too. That sounds like unreal. Yeah, go and give Car Focus a follow. Yeah, bigger following than myself, but yeah, really great to enjoy it. So I'm a bit lost for words, but yeah, drive back in the Mark III now.